Welcome to my weekly spiel. Welcome to my weekly spiel. Yada yada blah blah blah. Yada yada blah blah blah. It's time for Margaret's weekly spiel. Greetings and salutations. This is Margaret Franklin of Margaret Franklin's Creations. Today is Monday, October 27th. It's my husband Dave's birthday. He is out spending his money while I just finished ironing the 3 most recent completed squares on this quilt, which means I am down to the penultimate square. It is this one right here. Let me see how I can get a better look at that. There's a picture of it. I'm enjoying the challenge of doing natural wood grain. And at first I couldn't find it, but I found it. I made Dave a present for his birthday this year. This is a round tuit. Let me read what it says. This is the tuit. Guard it with your life, as tuits are hard to come by, especially the round ones. This is an indispensable item. It will help you become a more efficient worker. For years, we have heard people say, "I'll do it as soon as I get around to it." Now that you can accomplish. Yep. Jeanette wants me to make one for her birthday, so I believe I will. Anyway, what's new? Last night we went out for our birthday dinner with Ted and Marnie, my in-laws, Dave's dad and stepmother. We went to Swiss Chalet as usual. We seem to be going there all the time these days for whenever. I don't mind. I want more of that sauce. I'm just jonesing for it. That's my favorite part of the meal at Swiss Chalet, the sauce. I ordered an extra sauce, and I think it was Marnie gave me her sauce too, because she had something else that doesn't go with sauce. I think, yeah, she had a bowl of soup, the loaded baked potato soup. And I had my usual quarter chicken with fries. And my father-in-law kept bugging me to use a knife and fork. No way. That never bothered him before, but he seemed to be annoyed with me using my fingers. Now, for the last time, he said, "Well, why don't you use a knife and fork?" I said, it's easier for me to rip and dip it. And he kind of rolled his eyes, and I don't know. Dave thinks that they're bummed out because the house hasn't sold yet. They've got until the 25th of November while it's on the market. Anyway, I had the molten chocolate cake for dessert. Oh, it was so good. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning and I couldn't go back to sleep. I always wake up around 3. There was a meme about that, I tend to wake up during the witching hour between 3 and 4. Usually just because I have to go to the bathroom. But I was grieving about everything that I've lost over the years. Well, I should be thankful for what I have. But I know we're still grieving about Ace Frehley. It just doesn't seem right that he's dead. Oh, it's just heartbreaking. And I was grieving about things I used to do when I was younger that I can't do now, especially roller skating. I seem to be dreaming a lot about roller skating. The other night I dreamt I got a pair of blue skates like the old ones I had when I was a teenager. And another time I dreamt that I had a pair of purple leopard spotted skates with neon green wheels. But I don't think I can roller skate anymore. I'd love to if I could. I used to enjoy the feeling. It was like flying, but now I can't. I can barely make it out the front door, like past the front door without my walker. It's pathetic. I actually feel old. At least I have some fun with it. I've upholstered the strap with Kiss fabric and decorated it with a few carousel buttons, and I'm sure I had more than one Kiss button. Makes me sad. I think I might have lost it. And when Christmas is over, I think I will put the mushroom lights on there. After I've had them on the tree for a while. because when shortly after the beginning of December, I hope to set up my tree, put all the ornaments on it. I have two trees, the big tree and the little tree. Dave's not overly thrilled with Christmas trees. He kind of thinks wishes we could skip Christmas this year. But I don't care about the presents. I just want to set up the tree and have the lights on in the evening while we watch different movies and specials. That's the best part. The days leading up to Christmas, watching good stuff on TV with the Christmas lights on and enjoying goodies such as Christmas cake and eggnog. Oh, and yeah, the other thing roller skating, and another thing I was grieving about was my inability to write songs like I used to. Like before I had my my manic episode in 2006, I think the last song I wrote was I Hate Ice, and now I'm lucky if I can come up with the odd little ditty, and to be honest, not all of it is entirely original. The melted cheese song actually dates way back to when I was living in Lindsay, and Jeanette and I drove out to Lakefield, and it's like our equivalent of Monty Python's Spam song. We were at this restaurant, and just about everything on the menu had melted cheese. Jeanette doesn't like melted cheese, at least not on everything. So she ended up just having a bowl of chicken noodle soup, and the thing that I ordered was supposed to have melted cheese and didn't. I asked for the backwoods hot dog, which was supposed to have Swiss cheese, bacon, and mushrooms. But the waitress just brought me a plain old ordinary hot dog. Anyway, we talk about this and everything on the menu, and we're like, melted cheese, melted cheese, melted cheese, melted cheese. It's Gary Glitter's rock and roll. And then I know that there was a Saturday Night Live skit. She's chopping broccoli. Blame It on the Broccoli is our version of it. Because when we were at Myrtle Beach, we made pigs of ourselves at the buffet, and it's funny, when I go to a buffet, I'm more into the fresh veggies and salads. I know it sounds crazy, but we don't get a heck of a lot of fresh veggies. My husband isn't a big fan of them. He doesn't like broccoli or cauliflower. I love it. I can't get enough of it. And, of course, eating that much broccoli has its consequences. So that night in the hotel room, I was like, blame it on the broccoli! 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 And when did I come up with, I was doing a sale. The living room was doing their handmade with heart sale, and another one of the vendors who are regularly there is We Grow Food Incorporated, and they make the most wonderful soup. Maybe it's a good thing we haven't had any sales in a while, because I usually end up blowing most of the money that I make on soup. Oh, especially their sweet potato lentil soup, lentil with apple. And I was listening to Kiss on my MP3 player, because it gets noisy, and I don't like some of their Christmas music, especially when it's Celine Dion. So here I'm listening to Kiss and eating this really good soup, and I'm like, God gave lentil soup to you, gave lentil soup to you, put it in a bowl for everyone. And then, of course, when I was at the last carousel, not this previous convention, but 2 years ago, I was enjoying ice cream in my hotel room the first night there. It was this vegan ice cream made with almond milk, and it was only available in the one flavor. I think it was coffee fudge ripple. Oh, it was so good. And I started to sing, if I had a tongue like Gene Simmons, I'd lick the bottom of this carton. If I'd rather have a tongue like Gene Simmons than boobs like Dolly Parton. Oh, anyway, what else is new? Friday is my colonoscopy, so I'm on a strict diet these days. I can't eat anything with too much fiber. I can't eat anything with orange or was it red or purple color. I got my list of do's and don'ts. I had like 9 pages of information here. Some of it was at least 3 of these pages is the dietary changes, and the rest is all just general information about my procedure and what it involves. I'm not the least bit scared. The hardest part will be, for Jeanette, it was having to glug down all that liquid. And I probably have to glug down more liquid than I did 10 years ago. They've changed a lot of the rules. I have a jug of this stuff called Peg Light. It's powder, and I add water to it and shake it up and refrigerate it. And then 5 o'clock on Thursday, I have to drink all of it between 5 and 9. And earlier that afternoon, I got to take my Dulcolax. And whatever. I'm going to, hopefully I will be able to use the empty carton to make a bathtub for the dollhouse. I have these styrofoam boxes and flaps. I'm going to make them into a 3-piece sectional couch. This is the bathroom, and hopefully I'll be able to fit them in this room. I don't know, probably move the unicorn chair someplace else. I haven't done much work on this place in a long time, and it's kind of going to be my reward for finishing out Shen and Alexander's quilt. Wow. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. New Year's Eve, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year. Me and Dave are going to binge watch as many Kiss DVDs as possible. And at the stroke of midnight, sit on whoopee cushions. Bye-bye. Be back soon. Thanks for watching Weekly Spiel.